Right, let's move on to where I probably first come across you was Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Yeah.
That era there.
What year though?
I think it was the end of 2011. I think it was, or the beginning of 20. Was it end of 2011? I think so. I can't remember. Or beginning of 2012. Can't remember when I first come across you.
Wow.
What was it? Or was it 2AD? I saw you. I can't remember. Because I dipped in house about 2007. It was in Key Club and Bagley's, them sort of days.
Yeah.
But then I went back out, and then 2011 is when I started going.
Yeah.
Avalon, Aqua, and whatever else. But yeah, man. So let's talk about those days, man. Like when we Can't Stop, Won't Stop. How close to your heart is that era?
Yeah. Do you know what? We was doing Can't Stop, Won't Stop from 2007.
Wow.
We was in Herbal first.
Herbal, yeah.
A lot of people don't know about that era. Like, we was in Herbal, we was in Platinum Bar.
Who are we talking about? Who's we?
Me, Radford.
Yeah.
There was a lot more DJs them times there. There was AC. Oh my gosh.
Was Max with you them as well?
Maximus. There was so many DJs, I couldn't even tell you. I think, was Darren Dynamics a part of it? He might have been. I'm not sure, could be. There was a lot of...
And how was it back then? How was it in the 07, 08 days?
It was like, we was just traveling from here to there, to all of these different places. We was in Egg at one stage. Yeah, we was just traveling like AD to AD, as you said. Like we was traveling around. We was just kind of making a name for ourselves, kind of thing.
So then, when did you find your home in Aqua?
I couldn't tell you the year. Probably about 2011. They said, right, we're moving. We've got a new home. That's what they said. Will and that they come. We had a big meeting. They're like, yep, we're moving, new home. Like, you guys, right? No fucking them out. Like, you know, like the usual. Like, get us on track. Like, right, we're getting. So we're excited now. You know what I mean? We've got aquarium. It's in Shoreditch. You know, like we're thinking Shoreditch crowd. Like we're just thinking, you know, like this is going to the. You know what I mean? We just like because Will. He's a good man at that, you know what I mean? Right, boys, gas you up, you know what I mean?
In a good way, though.
Yeah, great. No,
gas
sometimes
you up can mean negative as well.
No. Sometimes it happened in that way.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? And obviously a lot, because we're all men, we all got egos, we all got, you know, so yeah. But it gas you up in that way where you're now looking with excitement. So now you're like me, that made me go into the computer, right? Searching tunes, right? I'm gonna be the right. Watch, we're in a new home and this, you know what I mean? And
So when was the moment where when things changed?
What do you mean?
Was it like, you know, because it took over and became like a culture sort of thing.
Yeah,
a family.
It was probably around probably around 20, like probably around end of 2011, 2011. Like it just. Like
you must have felt something change.
No, do you know what happened? I'll tell you exactly what happened. Basically, it was like we started. They started doing. We started getting busy. You get me? We started getting busy. Like queues was like big queues. Like this, that, and it started like getting busy. Then Avalon opened up. I can't remember the event. I think it was Carlos Aries. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But Avalon opened up, and they started doing the daytime. They got smart, innit? So they started doing the daytime thing. You get me? And then aquariums in the night. So everyone started getting gassed off at Avalon. So everyone starts going Avalon in the daytime. And
how
then
that impact you?
That
impact you in a good way?
Yeah, because obviously they're booking us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then obviously it came into the mix-up now. You lot can't play at Avalon. Like, rare, this, that, the other, because this, like, they you know, like, they didn't really like the mix because obviously they're thinking people are going to Avalon, Avalon's getting rammed and they're not going to come to Aquarium after because remember it's a Sunday and stuff like that, so people got work on the next days and stuff like that. So it was kind of like, I get it, you know, but obviously it was like, we started playing at Avalon and stuff, and then from Avalon, everyone was going to Aquarium. So this is when Q's was round the corner. It was absolutely crazy. They was overcapacitating the place. I can say it now because it's closed down, but they was overcapacitating. Like that place, when I started hiring it, I understood you only allow 550 people in there. Certain times there was like nearly 1,000 people in that rave. So
it used to be ram.
Crazy ram.
I used to go that when I first started going, I used to go aqua till 6, 7, and I had to be at community service at 9 o'clock. But I used to be there, and it's funny. I remember one week I went in, and I said to one guy, like, he just started his first week on. I started talking about music. He's like, I was at aqua last night. I was like, shut up, I was there as well. And then I started seeing him in there. Funny, bro.
Mad.
So yeah, you saw the shift happen in 2011, and then like, where you must have just, did you feel like who was it you then? Radford, you, Max Van Morrison?
Yeah, Max.
Cottier?
By then, I think by then Cottier had come in. Who else did we had? We had Rosh Mixhard.
Yeah.
Who else was a part of it? Jack Jones.
Okay.
He was a part of it. Who else?
Would you say it now then? So like obviously that's when, what we saying, Deep House, that era?
Yeah.
Deep
Well,
House?
Tech House, isn't it? Really?
Tech House. Like we say deep tech, not together, Deep and Tech House. That, would you then say that's when like a hierarchy kind of came in the scene? Because you boys were then the top dogs.
Yeah, but do you know what it is as well? Do you know, like I'll never say that I can put myself as a top dog, because then you'll be saying that, you know, you're a big fish in a small pond. Do you know what I'm saying?
That will take me on to some other things I'll talk about, because did it not feel like that at some points? Or did you not feel like...
I didn't try to
Is it going to get bigger than this?
I didn't try. I always, like, with me, I'll always strive for bigger. And if I don't get it, when I want it, in that time, I'll get fed up of it. Do you get me? And that's a part, kind of what maybe happened for me, in a sense where I always strive for bigger than that. Do you know what I mean? And being a big fish in a small pond is not where I want to be. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, like...
But realistically though, like, we're not... Everyone tried to do different avenues or labels or parties, style of parties, but so you're saying, did you feel boxed in then, in that scene, in the scene?
Not really, man. I enjoy it.
The scene was healthy though, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it was very healthy.
It
was very healthy. It was, you know, it was a lot going on at the time. Do you know what I mean? And like, to say that I didn't enjoy it was no. Of course I did. I enjoyed it, man. It was a lovely time.
Nah. My question was, did you feel boxed in though?
Boxed in, kind of.
Did it reach a point where it's like, okay, where else can this go? Although, do you know what? Sorry, I'm not even letting you answer there, but do you know what? Like, even when I was writing this, I was thinking, if Can't Stop, Won't Stop was around, say now or 5 years ago, it'd probably have a festival, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like,
definitely.
It's a shame. Obviously, it's not a shame because it's the foundation of what's being built now.
Yeah.
But it would likely be massive, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course, man. It would be massive, and it would be. But as I said, in it, so many different egos, so many different things going on, so much things to deal with within that time. You know, like it was not that it was always gonna go wrong, but like we're all gonna be striving to be bigger. You know, and we're all gonna have our own individual mindset of what should be happening and what should not be happening at that time for you as a person. Do you know what I mean? Remember, like Radford, he got his label and stuff like that. He was doing a lot, like he had management and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So obviously there was like, you know, there's that side of it as well. So we all wasn't like that. We all didn't have, you know, I mean, managements and stuff like that. So obviously, you know, Radford, he was going, you know, in the right direction. So when you're looking at that, you're thinking, right, is that what I need? Is that what I need to move forward?
Of course.
That's what I need to go, things like that. So when things like that kind of ain't happening for you, and as you say, you want to say it at the top of your game. Like anybody that you see, artists and normal people like that they're at the top of their game, people like management kind of come for you. People try and lead you in the right direction to take you to that place. Yeah. I've realized now that you can't do all of that on your own. Never. It's not happening. Do you get me? And this is the kind of thing that, like, I feel like people will kind of leave certain people that strive for more and should be more. Because, you know, it might, you know, I don't know, it's like, maybe it might be a thing that they don't want to see, or they, you know, I mean, I don't know. You know, I haven't worked that one out yet. Do you know what I mean?
So was the start of the end of Can't Stop Won't Stop when you all started to individually build something for yourselves?
Well, I didn't really.
Brand-wise,
I didn't really build anything like off of the back of Can't Stop Won't Stop. I never.
So what was the start of the end then for Can't Stop Won't Stop? Why did it fizzle out?
What happened? Yeah, all arguments happened in the camp, innit?
Okay.
And yeah, a lot of arguments happened in the camp. You know what I mean? Everyone was like even at one stage, I got suspended. This is how bad it was. I got barred from playing for about, can't even remember, about 2-3 months or something like that. 2 months, got barred
by
from
the team.
Yeah. I got barred from playing because
what did you do?
I can't even remember now. To be honest, I swear to you, I can't remember anything. It's just me in my mouth or something. Like I don't know what happened, but I got barred from playing. So there was things like that going on as well. So there's like, right, it's going off every week. People are coming and they're saying, "Where's B3? Like, where's B3?" Because like that herbal times. Do you know what I mean? It was a lot of like, that's where I got my name. So by the time obviously I've got to Aqua, there was a lot of like people and that was rooting for me.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So it's like, where's B3? Where's the
B3?
I'm like, you lot are still going there though anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but you go there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but did they release the lineup, so?
Yeah. And I wasn't on it, and people was like, why ain't you on it? This, that, the other. And I'm thinking, okay, well, you know what I mean? If you got my back, boycott this thing. You know what I mean? And they got everyone playing the same. You know what I mean? Every week, you get me, and I'm not on the lineup. So, yeah, these things kind of dishearten you and stuff like that. So it makes you build up some kind of little vengeance and things like that. So anytime the next argument's happening or whatever is, you know, and it just got, I don't know what happened, something happened, and then Radford left. And then me and Radford had a conversation, and I said, I ain't like the way that they're dealing with me as well. I said, you know what, I'm gone as well.
I swear. Oh, so Radford was the first to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I left.
Fair.
And then after that, they was still doing their party and stuff like that, and then eventually, I don't know how it happened because we wasn't there, innit? But it fizzled out.
True.
It's
And then
sad, really.
So of course, but big, great error anyway, though, massive to where everyone's at today. Yeah. So what came next to you? Was it House ENT?
I was in House ENT already.
Oh, you was in them before?
By that time, I was in House ENT. By the time it all broke up, because remember, that's another reason as well. So glad that you touched on that. That's another reason why I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, you got something else.
Yeah, I got something else here.